Welcome to 21 Days of Sage Intacct for a New You, presented by LBMC Technology Solutions. Because it takes 21 days to make or break a habit, over the next 3 weeks, we'll empower you to reimagine the way that you work by providing 21 days of great tips to make a better you in Sage Intacct. Let's get started. The new you in Sage Intacct starts today. Day 21, AP automation, how to email in an AP invoice that gets put in a draft state. Discover how to automate your accounts payable process by emailing in your vendor invoices, which will automatically be placed into a draft state for review. So this takes a little bit of configuration. So under the accounts payable configuration, there is this bill automation settings. And so if you want to email them in, every entity within your organization will get an email address assigned to it. So that's what these mailboxes are over here. And then you can also set a setting to say a single line item that summarizes the total, or do you want all line items to be associated amounts? We're going to change that setting here. We're going to find out which is our email address for this particular entity that we're interested in. And you might want to copy that onto a notepad or something that you just keep handy so you don't have to look it up all the time. Saved in your address book in Outlook, for example. So if we want to be able to email invoices in, I have generated an email with an actual invoice. So I'm going to put that email in here, and I'm going to say this is Alpha Insights email invoice. And then if you wanted to take a look at what this looks like, it's alpha insulation. So it's going to pull in that information, whatever it can ascertain from the optical character recognition or the OCR on an actual PDF, a picture, anything like that. It will pull in that stuff like the invoice number, the date, who was it the bill going to, what job was it for, and then this item description, and finally a total. So that's what it actually looks like. So we're going to email this in, and we'll close out of that. And then we should be able to go over to that entity, and we should be able to look at those bills, and we should be able to see that invoice right here. So, as it gets emailed in, you'll be able to see that it'll have the recipient email. So this is where it came from. This is who sent the email. So if you wanted to give out that email address to subcontractors and say, just email all your invoices in, what it does is it puts it into a draft state. And so if I pull this up, you'll notice that it says draft up here. I'm able to see the actual copy of whatever was attached to the email. So this was automatically generated. It pulled in everything it could ascertain using OCR, alpha insulation, bill number, and this just set it all to $1,800. So it just took the total cost and added it here. So you can see all that information. You would come in here and update it like project, cost code, cost type, account you want it to go to. Now, if Alpha Insulation's vendor record was updated with some defaults, it could pull in some of that also. So if we look at the show defaults, that would show up here. Of course, we don't have anything set to Alpha Insulation, but that's how it would look. And then you could choose to, save it in draft state and have somebody else approve it, kicking off the approval process. Or if you don't have an approval process with your accounts payable, you could just hit submit and it would post it to the general ledger once it was finalized. So there's lots of great ways to upload your accounts payable, and this is just showing one of them using the email functionality for AP automation. Thank you for joining us today on our presentation of 21 Days to a New You in Sage Intacct. If you want to talk to an expert, here's our contact information. We look forward to hearing from you.